many of us, not too bad at all, Lou. Although in the north and west, there is more cloud around. In fact, this morning, it's a very mild start to the day. In Belfast and Liverpool, the temperature currently is 15 degrees. In Altnahara, in the north of Scotland, it's already 17 degrees. Now, it's going to be a humid feel to the day today, and also as we go through the rest of the week, and also by night, not just by day. And we continue with patchy rain in the north and also the west. Some of that rain will be heavy at times across the northwest of Scotland, perhaps into Northern Ireland as well. And this thicker cloud across western parts of England and Wales, producing some drizzle here and there. The brightest skies will be across central and eastern areas. This is where we'll hang on to the sunshine. And temperatures here up to about 25 or 26 degrees. We're looking at 15 to about 21, 22 as we push over towards the north and the west. Now, if you look at the colours here, we've got deeper oranges and yellows, really showing you the differentiation in the temperatures. The reason I'm telling you that is because I'm going to run a sequence overnight. So you can see how the darker oranges disappear, but we hang on still to the lighter oranges and the yellows. So tonight it is going to be a humid one, and it's going to be quite a warm one as well. It's going to be quite cloudy too, with still some rain and some drizzle in the far northwest. Tomorrow, that's how we start the day, fairly cloudy with that rain in the northwest. Here it will be windy, breezy elsewhere, but we'll still see some brighter breaks coming in on that cloud. These are the winds that you can expect, and the temperatures tomorrow a wee bit lower because of the amount of cloud, but still, Lou and Dan, looking at up to 24 degrees.
Oh, balmy.
It certainly is. If you like the weather that bit warmer, well, that is certainly happening. But with it, we're also looking at some humid conditions by day and by night. Good morning, everybody. It's a mild start to the day today. Some of us already at 17 degrees. And as we go through the next few days, we hang on to some patchy rain in the north and the west, and also some drizzle. This morning, we've actually got that combination. We've got the rain coming in across Northern Ireland and Scotland, and we've got drizzle across some western coast and hills. And today we're looking at this kind of temperature. Still humid, still around about 20, 21 degrees in the west, despite all this cloud. And as we move into central and eastern areas where we'll see some sunshine today, we're looking at between 23 and 26 degrees. Now, if you have an allergy to pollen, the levels in England and Wales today are either moderate or high, low in Scotland and Northern Ireland, and the UV levels today in England and Wales are either high or very high. They're lower than that in Scotland and Northern Ireland. Now, through this evening and overnight, we hang on to a lot of cloud pushing across many areas. Still some spots of rain and drizzle around the coasts and also the hills, but it's not going to be a cold night. Once again, it is going to be quite humid. These are our overnight lows, 11 to about 15 degrees. That takes us into tomorrow. Tomorrow, we've got a weather front starting to come in across the far northwest of the country. Low pressure to the north, high pressure to the south. And you can see the squeeze in those isobars in between. Tomorrow, it's going to be windier in the north and breezier in the south, but quite a bit of cloud around and still some murk along the west coast. Now, even though there will be a lot of cloud, you'll find the wind will break it up. And these are the average wind speeds. The gusts will be around about 40 miles an hour in some parts of the northwest, and there'll be more of a noticeable breeze in the south. Temperatures, well, because there'll be more cloud around tomorrow, it won't be quite as warm as it's going to be today. We're looking at 14 in Lerwick, 24 in Liverpool, 23 in London. Now, as we head on into Friday, eventually our weather front does sink south, taking its cloud with it and some spots of rain. And there will be quite a bit of cloud around. It's going to be another breezy day, the breeze breaking up this cloud, another humid day following on from a humid night. And these are our temperatures, 13 to 24 or 25 degrees. Then as we head into the weekend, high pressure starts to build across us once again. Things settle down and it will be hot for some of us and also humid for most of us. So how does that translate into temperatures? To give you a rough idea of what we're expecting, well, this is it. So in the south, we're not too far off the 30-degree mark. We could hit 29, for example, somewhere around the London area. But as we push further north, even though we'll have a little blip in the temperatures as that cold front sinks south, well, it still is going to be warm for the time of year. Lou and Dan. Good morning. Today across the north and the west, once again, there's more cloud. There's some drizzle in the coasts and the hills and heavier rain in the far northwest. Central and eastern areas seeing some sunshine. Wherever you are, though, it's going to feel humid. I'll have all the details coming up. That's right. Good morning, both. Good morning to you too. It will be lovely for some, but there's a fair bit of cloud around for others. But for all of us, it is a mild start to the day. In fact, it's quite humid in places. Altnahara in the North Highlands is already 17 degrees, Belfast 15, Milford Haven, Southwest Wales 14, Machrihanish and Argyll and Bute 13, Leeming in Northern England 12, Swanage in Southern England 12. So you're getting the picture. But we do have some rain as well. Rain across Northern Ireland and also Northern and Western Scotland with some drizzle around parts of Wales and Southwest England as well as parts of Northwest England where the cloud is thick enough. Now this is a weather front which is pushing northwards and eastwards through the day. The rain in it will wax and wane. There'll be some breaks in it as well. We'll see some brighter spells in parts of Scotland and also Northern Ireland. And the rain continues to push up into the Northern Isles with some coastal mist and dank conditions in the west. Now for Northern Ireland, you'll see some breaks in that cloud, as you will across northeast England, but the west still prone to the cloud and coastal mist and some hill fog. Best of the sunshine, central and eastern areas. As we head on through the evening and overnight, there will still be a fair bit of cloud around. There will still be some spots of rain in the west, and you can see another system arriving in the far northwest by the end of the night. It's going to be another humid one. These are our overnight lows between 12 and 16 degrees. They're closer to what we'd expect almost daytime temperatures at this time of year. Dan and Lou. Good morning to you too. I'm not sure about a large slice. Anyway, this morning it is quite a mild start to the day. For some of us, it's also a muggy one. These are a selection of temperatures up and down the country. In Elgin, it's 16 as it is in Bridlington. In Aberporth and Cambridge, we're looking at 14 degrees. Now, as we go through the next few days, what's going to happen is it will remain humid by day, but also by night. So uncomfortable for sleeping in. It's going to be warm. By the end of the weekend, for some, it will actually be hot, with temperatures potentially getting up to 29 degrees, somewhere in the southeast. But in the north and the west, we're always more prone to some patchy rain and a bit more cloud. And that certainly is the case today. As you can see in the satellite picture, we've got all this cloud which has come in from the Atlantic through the course of the night, and it's brought with it a weather front. Now, the spacing in the isobars will tell you that it's breezier in the north, but there'll be a bit more of a breeze in the south today, but nothing particularly strong. So we start off with all this cloud in the north and the west, some drizzle across parts of Wales and southwest England, quite low, and then central and eastern areas seeing some sunshine. Now the weather front is drifting northwards and eastwards through the course of the day, pushing up into the Northern Isles, but there'll still be quite a lot of low cloud and coastal mist hill fog in some western areas. Temperatures 14 in Lerwick to about 26 in Hull and also in London. Now through this evening and overnight, still a lot of cloud across the country. We'll also have some murky conditions close to this west coast. A weather front bringing rain by the end of the night into the northern and the western Isles. And it's going to be another muggy one. These are our overnight lows between 11 and 15 degrees. So quite warm and muggy actually. So into tomorrow, we start off on that cloudy note. Here's our weather front bringing some rain, but with this southwesterly wind, the cloud will break up and we will see some sunshine develop, and it will be quite a gusty wind as well across the northwest and quite breezy across the south of the country. Now temperature wise tomorrow, we're looking at 14 in Lerwick, 22 in Aberdeen and Newcastle as well as Belfast, 23 in London, but 24 in Norwich. As we head on into Friday, our weather front, which is coming in on Thursday, sinks southwards as a fairly weak affair, taking its cloud and just some spots of rain with it. Again, there'll be quite large areas of cloud at times, but it will break up as well, and we'll see some sunshine coming through. But behind that weather front, we see a return to some fresher conditions, especially so across parts of Scotland. It's a cold front that's sinking south later into Northern Ireland, but we're still hanging on to the higher temperatures as we push down towards the far south. And then as we head into the weekend and the early part of next week, while we hang on to a lot of dry and settled weather, high pressure really takes charge. And as I mentioned, somewhere in the southeast during the course of the weekend, more likely to be Sunday, it could get as high as 29 degrees. Lou and Dan. Good morning. Today we've got more cloud across the north and the west, with some drizzle coming out of it, heavier rain in the far northwest. Central and eastern areas seeing something sunnier, and wherever you are, it's going to feel humid today. I'll have all the details in about 10 minutes.
In fact, Carol.
No, you'll be pleased to hear.
I
This morning, if you have an allergy to pollen and you're in Derbyshire, well, you can see the levels are high. In fact, across England and Wales, they're moderate or high throughout the course of today, low in Scotland and Northern Ireland. Now, that's because we've got quite a bit of cloud and some rain in the north and the west. We've got murky conditions around the coast and hills, some drizzle here, but a lot of dry weather, and it's a mild start to the day. In fact, for some, it's actually quite humid. Now, the bearer of this cloud and rain is a weather front, which is going to be moving northwards and eastwards through the course of the day. Central and eastern parts of the UK will hang on to some sunshine, but even across the north, we'll see some breaks in that cloud around the Murray Firth, for example, with top temperatures in Aberdeen 19 degrees. We should see some brighter breaks coming in across Northern Ireland as well, as we will across North East England. It's the west that hangs on to the cloud and some drizzle at times. Midlands, East Anglia, Eastern England, well, here too, we hang on to the sunshine with highs up to 25, possibly 26. Now, through this evening and overnight, there will be quite a lot of cloud across us by the end of the night. Still in the west, there'll be some spots of rain. Then a new weather front shows its hand across the northern and western Isles. It's going to be a humid night as well. And you can see from those temperatures, they're not falling away too much, 15 and 16 degrees, quite a warm night. As we head on through the course of tomorrow, we start off on this cloudy note. Still some drizzly conditions in parts of the west, this weather front making slow progress, but it'll be quite gusty across the far north, breezy in the south, with highs tomorrow up to 22. I'm off to look up my fountain facts now, Dan. Good morning, everybody. The weather for the next few days is going to be rather humid, really from today, and not just by day, but by night as well. It's also going to be warm. For some by the weekend, it could also be hot. We could see temperatures somewhere in the southeast as high as 29 degrees. But if you're in the north and west, we do still have some patchy rain and a fair bit of cloud, and that's certainly the story this morning. You can see this rain, it's moving northwards and eastwards, and we've got some drizzle on the coast of northwest England, Wales, and also into parts of the southwest. But move east and we're back into the sunshine, warm sunshine at that, gentle breeze in the south, breezier in the north, and that breeze will break up some of the cloud around the Murray Firth, northeast England, and also Northern Ireland through the afternoon. A temperature range 14 in the north to 26 as we come further south. Now, if you have an allergy to pollen, worth mentioning that in England and Wales today, the levels are moderate or high. Through this evening and overnight, we'll see further cloud develop across the UK, some murk again in western areas, so some coastal mist, some hill fog, and by the end of the night, we'll see this weather front coming in, bringing in some rain across the northern and western Isles. These are our overnight temperatures, 11 to about 15 degrees, so another sticky night in prospect. Tomorrow we start off on a cloudy note, still with some dankness in the west. This weather front slow to push southwards, bringing some rain into the far northwest of Scotland, where it will also be quite gusty. These are the gusts of wind in the black circles, and more of a noticeable breeze further south, where we will see some sunshine. And in that sunshine tomorrow, well, temperatures getting up to 23, 24 degrees. And as we push further north, despite the fact we'll see a bit more cloud, we still are looking at about 22 degrees. Dan and Lou.
Sunshine about.